All right, so today we are going to be dividing polynomials a second way. It's going to be called synthetic division. And so the first thing that we have to do is we take what we're dividing by and we set it equal to 0 and we solve. So x turns out to be a positive 7. In synthetic division, we put that in a box. Next, we look at our exponents and we have 2, 1, nothing, and they have to go down in order just like in long division. You can't skip any, so 2, 1, 0, we're all good. So we're going to write the numbers out in front. So we have a 5, we have a negative 31, and we have a negative 28. Leave some room and draw a line. Next, we're going to bring down that 5. We always bring down that first number. And now we're going to take that 7 and we're going to multiply by everything that's along underneath the line. So 7 times 5 is 35. Add going down, we get a 4. Multiply 7 times 4 is a positive 28. Add going down and we get 0, and this very last number right here is our remainder. Next, what we have to do is we have to look at our highest exponent, which is a 2, and we subtract 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1, so this is going to be x to the first, and then we have nothing. So our answer is going to turn out to be 5x, and then that's a positive 4. We do not have a remainder, so that is our answer. All right, let's go on to the next one. First thing we do is we take what we're dividing by, x minus 10, and set it equal to 0. Add 10 over, so x equals 10. That goes in the box. Next, we check our exponents. 3, 2, 1, nothing, which is good. So now we use the numbers out in front. If there's nothing there, there's a 1, a negative 2, a negative 81, and a 2. Leave some space, draw a line, and then we come down with that first number. Bring that down, that's a 1. And then we're going to multiply by 10. So 10 times 1 is 10. Add going down, we get 8. 10 times 8 is 80. Add going down, we get negative 1. 10 times negative 1 is negative 10, which leaves us with a negative 8. That right there is our remainder. So we start out with a 3 as our highest exponent. We subtract 1, so we have x squared. So it gives me x squared, x to the first, and nothing. So our answer is x squared plus 8x minus 1. And then we can either add and put a negative 8 over x minus 10, or we can have x squared plus 8x minus 1 minus 8 over x minus 10, since that right there is a negative. All right, next problem. Start off with what we're dividing by. X plus 2 equals 0. Subtract the 2 over. So x equals negative 2. You put that in the box. And now we check our exponents. We have 4, 3. We do not have an x squared, so we got to put a 0, x squared. We still have to do placeholders. 1, nothing. So now let's write down the numbers in front. We have a 1, a 2, a 0, a negative 2, and a negative 7. Bring down the first number, and then we multiply. That gives us negative 2. Add going down, I get 0. Multiply, I get 0. Multiply 0, that gives me a negative 2. When I multiply, I get a 4. That leaves me with a -3 as my remainder. And then my highest exponent is a 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. So x to the third, x squared, x to the first, and nothing. So my answer is going to be x cubed minus 2 plus a -3 over x plus 2. Or it can be written as x cubed minus 2 minus a 3 over x plus 2 as our answers. Alrighty. Okay. This one's a little bit different because notice we have a number in front of our x. We do the same thing. 4x minus 4 equals 0. 4x equals 4, so x turns out to be 1. Now there's a special last step that you have to do for this problem, so we're going to solve it by synthetic division and long division to see the differences in the answers. So x equals 1, that goes in the box. My exponents are 3 and then 1, so I have to put in a placeholder. So I have a 4, a 0, a -4, and a 5. Leave some space. I bring down that 4 and we multiply. That leaves me with another 4 and we multiply. That gives me a 0 and we multiply, we get a 0, and then a 5 is our remainder. Subtract 1 from our highest exponent, so 3 minus 1 is 2, so that's going to be x squared, x, and then nothing. So our answer looks like it should be 4x squared plus 4x plus 5 over 4x minus 4. But let's do long division and see what happens. To do long division, I'm going to put 4x minus 4 on the outside. Underneath, I have 4x cubed plus 0x squared minus 4x plus 5. What times 4x will go into 4x cubed? X squared, distribute. Don't forget, we changed the signs here. Those must go away. And so I have 4x squared minus 4x plus 5. What times 4x is 4x cubed? That's a positive x. Distribute. Change your signs. Those cancel, and it leaves me with a 5 as my remainder. So I need to write it as x squared plus x plus 5 over 4x minus 4. Now if you notice, these answers are different. Well, on synthetic division, you always have to pull down that first coefficient, so it's never going to become a smaller number. So since I have this 4 in front of my x, I have to take my answer and divide by 4, which will give us the x squared plus x plus 5 over 4x minus 4. And now our answers are the same. So anytime you have a number in front, you have to divide your answer at the end by that number. All right, next, we're evaluating. And what this does, it actually gives us the remainder. So to evaluate, I'm going to find P of what is x? It's -4. So on my calculator, I'm going to put in -3. Don't forget to put the parentheses around your -4. And when you put that in your calculator, P of -4 turns out to be 2. So now if we divide synthetically, we already know what x equals, so we put our -4 in our box. It goes 4, 3, 2, 1, nothing. So I can write my coefficients. bring down that -3. You're going to multiply. We get a 12. That's a 0. Multiply, I get a 0. That's a -4. Multiply is a 16. I get a 5. Multiply, I get a -20. And what does my remainder turn out to be? It's a 2. So this shows us that if we plug in this value, it's going to give us the remainder to our problem. And our answer would be -3x cubed. I don't have an x squared. Minus 4x plus 5. And then plus 2 over. That's going to be an x plus 4 because I'd have to bring that 4 back over. But it shows that those are the same numbers. All right, so make sure you go over how to set up the synthetic division, what we do with coefficients, how we write remainders, and you always need to watch for placeholders. Your assignment is in Big Ideas, 4.3b. You need to show the work for 1 through 8 and 11 through 14. Have a nice day.